Finally, articles are ready to be put into actual print layout for publication, but even this step involves a lot of moving parts.
When the final draft is done, we send it to our art director, Irina, and she produces a layout.
The layout that you see, it's the only tip of the iceberg. It includes a lot of preparation work. Files, comps, styles need to be generated, and there is a whole system behind each issue. The text files and images need to be prepared for different variants of layout. So there is changes to accommodate for the conceptual and stylistic presentation. Work with the images includes a lot of steps. So it's not just you take the image and just plump into the article. First of all, I evaluate the image for quality, resolution, size. There could be some problems. Sometimes I can't even open the image because it was saved wrong and I have to fix it. Then I prepare images using different software to correct resolutions, size, extension, etc. To accommodate for my software that I use for layout. And there is more rounds with each image, like fixing quality, colors, what should be included in visible part of the whole photo. Is there a text and image or not? For an example, often in order to fix an image correctly, I have to paint non-essential part of the image, like hair, background, garments, a crop image, or erase text, or add text, or blur something, or fix perspective. There's hundreds different cases. Sometimes I have to make diagram, illustration, or chart for the article.
So the proofing process, first Irina, our designer, will send the initial proof to me, and I go through and compare it against the manuscript and the images that we've selected and make sure everything is in place and that no mistakes were introduced or anything was left out during layout and typesetting. And once I do that, then I'll go through and just do a cold read and proof that way and mark anything that I see. Then I send it to David, and he goes through and checks what I've done and also adds anything that he wants to add. And I send back to Irina, and we go through that process a couple of times so we get it pretty clean. And then at that point, I send it to the author and also to Dr. Kravitz to check and compile their responses. And again, I'll send that to David to check. And once he's signed off on it or made any changes he wants to make, then I send it to Irina again, and we go through that process again.
As I mentioned before, after the first pass, there are several rounds where I work on text fixing, images fixing, layout changes. Sometimes I have to change the big part of the layout in the last minute because of some corrections that author wants to make, and it changes the whole flow of the article.
So it's quite a lot of back and forth until we get it to where we want it to be.